Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 8, the final of our Great Kiwi Bake Off Bake Along series. Woohoo! Now, before we get into today's recipe, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who supported me along my bake-off journey, to anyone who's liked or commented on anything on Instagram, to my 147 lovely subscribers over here on YouTube, to my friends and family who supported me from the moment I even auditioned or even thought about auditioning. They were absolutely incredible. To everybody who's watched the Great Kiwi Bake Off, and of course, my fellow contestants, I feel so honored to have met you all, and it was just such an amazing journey, and I am so happy to be here. And for today's recipe, the grand finale of the Bake Off series, we are making a garlicky, brown buttery, cheesy soufflé, and I am so excited. Let's go. The first thing we are going to do is make a garlicky brown butter as the base of our souffle. I love using brown butter. I just feel like it elevates everything with its beautiful, like, nutty aroma. So I've just got two, big giant garlic cloves here. Now the easiest way to get the peel off this is to use a nice big knife like this, put it on top of your garlic and smash it down. Now, once you've smashed it down, it just makes it kind of, I guess it makes it quite loose, and then you can just easily peel the peel off. And then we're gonna cut the ends off, but we're gonna leave our garlic whole. So these are just gonna go into our little pot here, along with some salted butter. I love butter. Now I'm going to put this on a really low heat. I want the butter to melt, the garlic to kind of infuse the butter and almost roast in that lovely butter. And we're going to keep it on a low heat until our butter browns. So where all the milk solids go nice and golden and crispy. While my butter is bubbling and browning away nicely, this is a really good time to separate your eggs. So I've got 4 just medium-sized free-range eggs here, and I'm going to separate them into a separate bowl. Our egg whites are going into my stand mixer, and yolks just into my wee little bowl here. Now the good thing about doing it in a separate bowl is if you accidentally crack a yolk, you're not going to contaminate all your egg whites, because that's going to ruin your souffle. Now we'll just pop these to the side until we're ready to use them. This butter smells amazing. It's garlicky, it's brown, it's buttery, it's delicious. I'm just gonna take my little garlic cloves out and pop them to the side. We're gonna add them back in later to add some more garlicky flavor, but for now, they're gonna cool down on the side. Then I've got my 6 ramekins here ready to go. So I'm using quite little ones, so we're doing 6 portions. You might choose slightly bigger ones and do a few less, but just remember it's going to change your cooking time. So these are about 100 mils, these little ramekins, and I've got 6 of them. So into each of these, I'm going to put a little teaspoon of my yummy brown butter. Then I'm just gonna kind of give them a little bit of a whoop around so the butter travels around, and you can use a little sheet of baking paper just to bring it up the sides, coat the whole of the ramekin. Then we're gonna coat the inside with a breadcrumby parmesan-y crust. So it's gonna give it a nice crusty outside. So I've just got some panko breadcrumbs here. You can just use any regular breadcrumbs. And I'm gonna grate in, or finely grate in, some parmesan, about 2 tablespoons or about 20 grams. Maybe I should have used a bigger bowl. Oh well. Then we're just going to give this a little stir together. Then I'm going to put a teaspoon of this into each of my ramekins. Now don't throw the extra bit out, we're going to use it to sprinkle on top. Now with the bit that we've put in here, we're going to give it a shake around so it coats the whole bottom, whole outside. Now I'm going to put these little ramekins into the fridge. We want them to be nice and cold before we put our soufflé batter inside. And this is a really good time to turn on your oven as well. So 200 degrees Celsius fan bake. And you want to put a baking tray or some kind of baking sheet in the oven to heat up that we're going to put our ramekins onto. Let's go. Now into our remaining brown garlicky butter, I'm going to add in some plain flour. Now we're just going to quickly stir the flour through, then we're going to return this to a medium heat and keep mixing until we cook out some of that flour. Then we add our milk and other ingredients and we're creating a bechamel sauce here, which is the base of our soufflé. Now the idea here is to cook out the flour so we don't have that taste of raw flour in our sauce. So the easiest way to test if it's ready is to taste a little bit. And if you can't taste that raw flour, you know it's ready. It's so good though, the brown butter. Now, this ain't no ordinary cheese soufflé. We're gonna jazz it up a bit. So that garlic we took out of our brown butter before, I'm gonna pop that onto my board here and I'm gonna chop it up really finely and we're gonna mix it back through our sauce. And you can kind of use the back of the knife to smoosh it down a bit because it's such a lovely consistency here. And then we're just gonna pop this into our floury sauce. Then I'm going to add in a pinch of nutmeg, some salt, of course, and some whole grain mustard. You could also use Dijon mustard here as well. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of lemon zest. Now lemon kind of acts like salt and helps bring out flavors. So I'm just going to go for about half a teaspoon or maybe a quarter of the lemon. Right, then I'm going to switch out for my trusty whisk here and whisk this all together. I can already smell all that beautiful flavor. I am so excited to eat this. I just love savory baking. Then the last thing we need is some whole milk. So I've put this in my lovely cow jug because it's nice and easy to pour slowly. So I'm going to whisk as I'm pouring it in gently. We'll switch hands. Now this is going to go back on the heat. We're going to keep whisking until it's nice and thick. Oh yeah, she's thick. Now I'm just going to tip this straight into a clean bowl here. And it wouldn't be a cheese soufflé without cheese. Cheese is honestly my favorite food in the whole world. So I've just got a little bit more parmesan here that left over and some gruyere, but you could use any of your favorite cheeses. You could add like a really strong cheddar cheese or even some blue cheese to jazz it up. And we're gonna grate this straight into here. Oh no, what am I gonna do at the end? Guess I'll have to eat it. I love cheese, I love cheese. I actually love cheese more than Wallace and Gromit. And they love cheese. Oh no, another nugget of cheese. That's so good. I just love cheese. Then we're just gonna fold through our cheese. Okay, cheese is in. Now in go our egg yolks, and we're gonna whisk these in nice and hard. Perfect. Now onto the egg whites. So my egg whites are ready in my stand mixer, and I've just got a tiny bit of cream of tartar here. So cream of tartar is an egg stabilizer, so it helps their eggs hold their shape when we whisk them up. Now we want to whisk these up so they're nice and stiff. So we're going to start on a slow speed and increase it to nice and fast until we reach stiff peaks. But try not to over whisk them. We don't want them to be all like broken and over whisked. So to know that they're ready, if you dunk your whisk in, flip it upside down, it holds its shape, it's pretty much ready. Now the other way to test it is flip the bowl upside down over your head, and if it doesn't land on your head, it's ready. Beep. Ah! We're ready to go. So we want to fold our egg whites through our lovely cheesy, eggy mixture, but we really don't want to knock out any of that lovely air that we've just whipped into it. So we're going to do it at a third at a time. So a third of our egg whites in, gently fold it, the next third, gently fold it, and the final third, and they're ready to go. Now the best action for this is kind of come around the outside of the bowl, then slice through the middle. So slicing through helps us cut gently through the egg whites. If you had a big metal spoon, that would be the best thing to use. I don't have a big one, only a little one, so I'm using my spatula. But just be nice and gentle. So I've folded through all my egg whites. Now it's time to put it into my little ramekins. So I'm going to divide my mixture between the 6, but I don't want to go right to the top, so I'm going to go just to the little lip here. These look great. Now I've got my leftover parmesan breadcrumb mixture here, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on the top of all of them. This is going to give it a nice crispy coating on the top. Now it's time to cook them. Now the cooking of a soufflé is the scary part. So these are going to go in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. They're going to puff up and get nice and golden brown on the top. That's when you know they're ready. Now do not open the oven while they're in there. If you open the oven, they're going to deflate, which is not what we want from a lovely fluffy soufflé. Now when you take them out the oven, you only have about 2 minutes before they start to deflate again. So if you've got a dinner party, get all your guests on the table before you take them out the oven, and then serve them nice and hot. Now I'm going to get my hot tray, plonk 2 on. Oh my gosh, they have risen so amazingly. Right, can I pick one up? Yep, plonk them on here. Oh, I wish you could smell the room in here. It smells so cheesy and garlicky. I can't wait to taste it. gosh, it's so like light, fluffy and cheesy and crunchy on the top from the breadcrumbs. Delicious. Have a go at making your very own cheese soufflé at home. If you do, send me a picture on Instagram. It's so cool hearing from you. It always makes my day. And that's the last episode of our Great Kiwi Bake Off Bake Along. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had such a blast filming this episode and reliving all my Bake Off moments. It's been quite scary but also exciting at the same time. And a huge thank you for all of your support throughout this journey. I couldn't have done it without you, so big fat thanks from me. If you have any Bake Off burning questions and you want to know what it was like to be on the Great Kiwi Bake Off, leave them down below or send them to me on Instagram, and I'm going to do a Q&A next week, so I will answer them all for you. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel because I have so many exciting things planned for the rest of the year. It's going to be the best year ever. I'm so excited. Have a wonderful week. Peace. More cheese. I love cheese.